Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. This is episode 85. 85 of this series. We have survived for 83 days, 18 hours, and 30 minutes. I have been giving some more thought to what is going to become of this series after... I know what's going to become of this series. This series is going to end on episode 100. Or if we reach 100 days survived first, which it doesn't seem like we will, that's when it'll end. But I've been thinking about what will happen with this save game. And I am leaning towards potentially not doing the second 100 days as I've been discussing previously in the past. I haven't fully made up my mind. I have received some feedback, and I've also given a good deal of thought to everything on my own. But I just... Oh, you know what? You know what I need to do? I get a pry bar. I've been giving it a good deal of thought on my own, and again, I got some feedback as well, and I am concerned that, you know, as awesome as it would be to have a 200-day run of The Long Dark, I don't think it's quite time for that yet, in terms of having a 200-day run on YouTube. On a Let's Play, where you watch 25-minute episodes at a time. Because, actually, wait. That's right, risk of intestinal parasites, because I ate that wolf meat. Do I have any food on me? Let me not go out without food again. Well, I can eat... Well, no, I can't really eat that, because that's more wolf meat. Well, yes, I can eat it. Yeah, that really shouldn't have increased my risk, but it did. Put me up to 4%. But yeah, right now, in the current state of development, I have done more or less everything there is to do in the game, apart from visiting all the different locations. And the one thing that I would lose, of course, if I didn't go back and do a season 3 where I use the same save, is I would never actually go back to Timberwolf Mountain in this save and go back and get the stuff that I left behind. So that would be sad. But because I have done pretty much all there is to do, there wouldn't be as much content story-wise. And I'm talking about emergent stories. And I received feedback on this, but it's also something I'm already very conscientious about myself. So that's currently where I'm leaning. I continue to be very open, however, to your feedback on these things, because I genuinely want to know if there is an argument for maybe why I should continue the series and keep it going. So yeah, I've got these flares. Someone asked me earlier, you know, really, Hadrian, why do you carry around so many flares? And the answer is actually pretty straightforward. I have them just for the opportunity, and yeah, maybe I don't need to have 4 on me. But I'm trying to be prepared for all eventualities. And I really don't like to use them. As you guys know, I'm not in the habit of using them on wolves or anything like that. But if I were to be stuck somewhere and I ran out of lantern fuel, I want to have something else that I can use to light my way. And the flares are one such thing. So that's my thinking on it. Hope that makes sense. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. That's why I carry flares. I know I don't use them, but they're always there as a precautionary measure. Why am I encumbered? I thought I dealt with this. 66.09 pounds. Maybe I should just drink a little bit, and that'll fix it. Yay! Fixed it. No longer encumbered. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to head back to the area that I went to before, because there were some lockers, or there was a locker that I had not pried into. I also want to do a little bit of scouting for locations that I could use for a base camp. I've had some discussions in the comments. I'm not ready to move just yet, but I might consider, before the end of the series, moving base camps, because I know the series might actually end on episode 100, and we would pick up a season 3 in Against All Odds with another fresh start, hopefully with a lot of new content, because some more time will have passed and another few patches will have come out. There will be new stuff to do. We'll be able to do an entire playthrough with the new skills system from the beginning, etc. then, I forgot where I was going with the beginning of that sentence. I forgot what the beginning of that thought was. So focused on just making sure that that the series isn't going anywhere, I just might handle Season 3 as another fresh start once more content has arrived. Or I might transition into doing different types of Long Dark content that's not necessarily 100-episode seasons to make room for other survival, simulation, and science fiction type content on the channel. I have no intention of walking away from the Long Dark, but maybe more focus on some of the other modes, Anyway, I feel like in a lot of recent episodes of The Long Dark, I've been doing a lot of meta talking. I've been talking about the channel a lot, and I apologize for that. There's just, as I've been explaining, there's not as much to do at this point, and it's just me, hanging out now near my home base, happy as a clam, generally well fed for the most part. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and feed ourselves even more. Yay, crackers. Nice, all the way up to 2,000. On the discussion of keeping that calorie meter all the way full, an interesting point was made. Oh wait, what is... Oh, that's a log. Just the way it was sitting. For a second, I thought it might have been a dead bear on the ice. An interesting point was made in the ongoing... Well, not really ongoing, but just that discussion that I brought up in a previous episode about, well, do you keep the calorie meter full? Do you not? How do you handle that? And one very good point was made by a commenter today. I think it was Nigel, if I'm not mistaken, that just pointed out that, when you keep your calorie meter full, that food right there is not taking up space. So that's actually a good argument for keeping the calorie meter more full, as opposed to not focusing as much on that. Okay, I don't know what... There's not really a lot of cloudiness going on, so I'm not sure what to make of this weather. I'm going to keep moving down the road, but I'm going to have to be careful. It feels like 31 degrees, so it's actually below freezing. Going to slowly lose condition due to being cold, which is not good. But yeah, I felt that was an interesting contribution to the calorie meter discussion, just because there are arguments, I feel, for going both ways, but maybe that is a slight... or more than a slight, that's a heavy point in favor of actually keeping all of your meters full, including the hunger meter, which I had never looked at it that way before, but it's perfectly obvious. When you stuff your face with that food, the same thing as drinking water, you're no longer carrying that weight around, you're no longer burdened by it, it's inside you, so it's supported by your spinal column and therefore not being weighed down or weighing you down on the exterior, is the general idea. So, I just wanted to go ahead and bring that up because I thought that was a good point. Maybe I'll experiment with it in future playthroughs of The Long Dark. I will still say that there is not a significant disadvantage, not a significant one, there might be slight ones, to maybe not eating as much food. As a matter of fact, when you're kind of light on food, maybe earlier in the game, when you don't have as much to go on, then it might be a good idea to keep your calorie meter lighter. I don't know, but then again, it might not, because calories roughly go down at the same rate, so it's not like, eating less food helps you stretch it out for longer. Lots to think about. It's an interesting kind of meta discussion, but would be interested in your continued thoughts, Ari, whether you keep the calorie meter full or just make sure it never hits empty. I traditionally, again, just make sure it never hits empty. And I only make sure it's full when I know I'm going to be going on quite a trek. I usually never talk while this music is playing. What's happened to me? What's wrong with me? I never interrupt this track. Oh, you know what? I forgot to look at the log sort for a second. But one thing I could do here... See, this is a potential base camp. Because there's a workbench here. There's not a fireplace here, but... Yeah, see, here's the fishing camp. Not a fireplace here. However, there's a fireplace there. There's a fireplace there. See, that's not far. I could just go over there anytime I wanted to cook something over a fire. It's not ideal, but it's potentially better out here than the other place. So maybe before the series ends, before we hit episode 100, I might do that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. One thing I might also do before the end of the series is I received some feedback today, and I appreciate. I think it was Sword Hunter that left me some comments on whether or not I had visited all of the locations in Mystery Lake, as I invited feedback a few episodes ago on that very subject. You know, after I didn't get that achievement, it's like, what the heck is going on? Why don't I have this achievement? Or it might have just been the last episode for you guys. I recorded that one a few days ago, but for you guys, it might have just been the very last one that aired. But yeah, I mean, he looked through and it seemed like I had been everywhere, but and I appreciate that. But you know, one thing I might do with the remainder of the series is I might actually go back to Mystery Lake and see if maybe I can find the remaining location that I haven't discovered yet. So I'm making my way back to the cabin where there was a... All right, the temperature's gone up, which is good. But yeah, there was a locker that I hadn't quite rifled through just yet. Need to keep an eye out for any bears. I do have this on me, if I do see a bear. Supposedly it will scare them off. Alright. Oh, by the way, there was a commenter who asked what that was when I walked by it. Or it might not have been that exact spot, but I remember walking somewhere near here, and this thing was on the ground. And oh no, it was this thing. There it is. And they're like, what is that? Well, I replied in a comment, but just in case it's not clear, that is definitely a ribcage. This is just an episode or two back. Someone was asking about that. What in the world is that thing on the ground? It's a ribcage. Alright, there is the bear. I knew he'd be up here. He/she/it. But we're going to keep going this way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to kind of hang back this way. I want to kind of hug the wall a little bit closer this time and see if I missed anything back here, because this kind of seems like a little avenue for me to walk. I just spotted this at the last second, and I would like to explore it. 39 degrees. If the weather gets bad, there's places for me to hang out up here, so it's not terrible. Plus, I'm hoping there will be there will be some... Okay, there's some snow showing up in the air, so this could turn to a storm. But yeah, I'm hoping that there will be some food, some supplies in the place that I'm going. That's the whole reason I grabbed my pry bar. I don't know if going up there, that seems a little bit too slopey. I mean, I'm gonna try it. Yeah, that's way too slopey. I know. I should be able to judge that by looking at it, but every now and then I like to question my instincts a little bit and make sure that I'm not wrong. It's a healthy thing from time to time, I like to think. Most of the time you should trust your instincts. In the majority of situations, I would say. But it's always good to kind of stop yourself. Those days where you find yourself trusting them a little bit too much. And ask the important questions. Just like I did there. Alright, so here's the cabin again. Hello, dear. I should kill you. I really should. I'm a little far from home, so I would have to kind of eat you on the run, so to speak. But I should kill you. I'm walking straight towards you. You don't see me, do you? That's a shame. Alright, so we got ourselves a deer. Now we definitely have everything we need to hang out here for a bit. Tell you what, since we're about to load up on stuff, let's go ahead and drink some of our water. I won't drink that just yet, but go ahead and take the hide. Which will take off with the knife. And we'll go ahead and take all the meat. Have to keep an eye on the weather, though, just in case the storm does get worse.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yes, I promise you can drop it. Okay, yes, it did get worse. It's still 45 degrees, oddly enough. Okay, good. Here's some wood, too. $36 degrees. Okay. Let's go ahead and break this down as well. A commenter asked me, even though I don't need...
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I know. Even though I don't need tinder anymore, would it help... Let me pry into this real quick. Would it help if... What's in here? Hang on. Nope, I don't need... Don't tell me that's all that was... Okay, nothing but crap. Alright, didn't really need any of that. But yeah, commenter asked me, even though I don't need tinder to start fires anymore, is it helpful to use tinder? So let's find out, shall we? If you actually select tinder, does it improve your chances of starting the fire even more? To where you don't have to worry about it at all. Alright, so we're blocked from the wind right here. I can start a fire right here. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, there's the answer to your question. Chance of success not changing based on the use of tinder. So I'm not going to worry about it. All right, cedar firewood is what I'm going to use. I am going to use my fire striker to give myself a nice high fire striking chance. So if I didn't mention this in previous episodes, turns out I have never done this. I've never seen it. I've never seen it recorded. I've not watched a video of it, but I've not watched a video of it. However, it turns out that it is possible to burn yourself alive by starting a fire too close to your feet. You can basically start a fire underneath yourself, and then when it starts, you die because you burn to death. What? Like, this is actually a thing. I was shocked. Alright, so we're going to add some fuel to this fire. And now let's start cooking, shall we? We have to watch the duration of the fire, just in case the wind's direction changes, because if the wind's direction changes, this fire is not going to last nearly as long. But this fresh venison is going to be nice to have on us. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Wind change direction. Damn. Alright, feels like 72 degrees because we have that nice campfire right in front of us. But, yeah, I had a feeling that would happen. Well, crap. Well, at least we got some venison out of the deal. Let's go in here. I don't think I used all of my firewood yet, so let's go ahead and eat some of the fresh venison. I can eat the other one too. That'll free up some weight. So I guess one thing too, when you definitely have the ability to down deer and have large amounts of food, maybe in the later game it does also make more sense to eat more. So as soon as you have the capacity to regularly feed yourself. I just think that the only danger of that is sometimes you can just stuff your face with all of your supplies a little bit too hastily when you feel like you have to keep that meter all the way full. Whereas if you just keep in mind that all you have to do is make sure it's not empty, you're in less danger of making that kind of mistake. That's what I think. So let's rest for 5 hours. And maybe the storm will blow over and we'll have a chance to cook a little bit more meat before we leave here. That was a very disappointing locker. I hate that I made the trip all the way back here just for that. Alright. Sounds a little bit better outside. Might still be crappy though. Sometimes the wind appears to die down, or sounds like it's died down, but when you go back outside, it's still terrible. Sometimes that's just the way it is. Alright, so in that case, let's rest for another 5 hours. Oh, you're not tired. Alright, well, let's pass the time for 3 hours. Okay, there we go. Cancel. Alright, now things are better. So let's have a look at the wood that we've got. We've got 2 pieces of wood left. There might be some additional limbs down outside too, so I'm going to have a look for those too. If blizzards do that. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's nice. We got a nice moonlit night now, and we're fully rested. Oh, this is perfect. All right, so I just need to find a limb. Let's get up on high ground that I can spot one. Looks like one over there. Is there one a little closer than that? Come on, there was just a blizzard. There's trees everywhere. There has to be one closer than that. I guess not. All right, well, we'll go up there and get it. Watch there be one, like, right behind the house. What if there was one right behind the house? That would be annoying. That would be more than a little insulting. Beautiful night. It's the kind of night you want to see right after a blizzard's over. All right, let's go ahead and break this down. I think I sharpened my hatchet all the way back up to acceptable levels, but we can take a look at that too. Sharpen. Yes, there's the condition. Someone pointed out that you can't actually see the condition of an item while you're sharpening it. That's just so tiny to me compared to the rest of the numbers on the screen that I never saw it, but it's totally there. You can just see that it's all the way up there. So that's quite good. All right, so it feels like 44 degrees. It's about to get warmer too because we're going to start a fire. Before I do that, though, is there a tree in which I can start a fire that would be defended from the wind? Is there a hollowed-out tree anywhere? Let's look around for a bit. We're really weighed down by all the stuff we're carrying, as you might expect. Just trying to see if I can spot a hollowed-out tree anywhere. They look a little bit wider than the rest of the trees nearby. We're not cold at all. Feels like 43 degrees. We're nice and bundled up in our... Well, that's still cold. That's still cold. It's a little bit above freezing. But we're bundled up. We're not nearly as cold as we would be, all things considered. I don't see any hollowed out trees. However, this area here looks climbable. This doesn't look too steep. I'm going to pay it a visit real quick. Maybe it is too steep. Yeah, right here. It almost looks climbable, but right... Oh, wait. Nope, not quite. Okay, well, I tried. Can't blame me for trying. Wanting to find new areas. So actually, I think if I go up here, I might actually get to very near the transition zone from Mystery Lake. So I think that's what this is up here. Maybe. I could be completely wrong. Whoa, are you serious? Okay, there we go. I was about to say. Right, there's the waterfall. Yeah, this is totally the transition zone. Cool. Alright, well, in that case, tell you what. I will be blocked from the wind if I go inside the tunnel. So that's what I'm going to do. I totally could just take a little field trip into Mystery Lake right now. There's nothing stopping me, really. I've got everything I need. I mean, I've got a gun. I've got enough bullets to defend myself and get food. I have what I need to chop down. You know what? I'm going to go on a field trip. Why not? Let's take a reminiscent stroll through Mystery Lake. What could possibly go wrong? So, no, I don't want to leave Coastal Highway. Oh, okay, we're right at the exit of the... Okay, well, in that case, tell you what, let's go ahead and step out. And then on the other side of the transition zone, that's where we'll start the fire. Just, there's no purpose. There's no purpose to it. I realized I was right there, so I might as well go through. Okay. But actually, that doesn't give me the opportunity to be inside the tunnel. Unless I stand, like, right here. Okay, maybe this will work. Let's see if we can start a fire. No, okay. See that? I'm worried now about this whole thing about lighting yourself on fire. I'm worried that's too close. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so I've got some cedar firewood. Let's cook the rest of this meat. I've got my bearskin bedroll with me too, so...
Come on, little fire.
I'm going to start this fire, and while this fire is starting, I will go ahead and cut this episode. In the next one, we're going to continue our little field trip into Mystery Lake. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I upload new episodes and Against All Odds every day at 6 Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT-4 for those of you not in the States, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a bit, especially once this fire starts. Hey, fire started. See you in a bit.